Hello everybody and welcome to my 1 week review with the Apple iPad Pro 13-inch cellular space black model. I just posted my unboxing and first impressions video just before this. I know I waited a week, but people will see it if they want to see it. So back when I did the unboxing, all I had was the actual iPad itself. It came in the mail from T-Mobile. It came on a Thursday. The device itself launched on Wednesday. And I've had the previous generation Magic Keyboard, and the same little bits of stuff gets on this pretty quick. It feels fresh and new, but it's the same material, unfortunately. So let's just start breaking it down. So, got the Magic Keyboard, and I had mentioned before that I was going to trade in my 2021 M1 256 cellular space gray iPad Pro to Apple, and they gave me $510. Now, I appreciate any trade-in, especially if it's instant credit, because I had a logic board issue that was starting to occur, and I know that because I brought it to the Genius Bar back in January, and they said, hey, something is happening, but it hasn't quite happened yet. There was some bugs happening. So anyways, I was like, I'll take money for a device that could potentially fail at any moment. It could be a year from now. It could be a day from now. It could be that day. But anyways, I used the credit to buy the Magic Keyboard for the 13-inch model. You can see here's the other side, but you have the rib of the keyboard exposed compared to the previous generation, which had that same material kind of fold over. And then they also changed this to be more flat. Previously it was a circular, because it was all covered, this was circular. Now it's flat. And they still have that cut in, which I think shifts when you open it. So you can see that it goes from this, I'd call it a silicone feel to an aluminum feel that matches the space black of the iPad. And then you have obviously the part on the iPad where you sync the Apple Pencil to. But I just love how it all comes together. Now, if you're concerned with the keys or the aluminum touching the display, sorry, I was actually uploading the video.
Hello, everybody.
Oh, no.
Quick.
Okay. I'm just going to keep going. If you're concerned with the aluminum touching the screen because it's not that soft material, they actually put this little washer all the way around the keyboard area. And I don't think they're afraid the keys will touch the screen, because that was the case with the previous gen. I think it's the aluminum. So this kind of raises up just a hair. Now, I bought a screen protector for this iPad. It is not anti-glare this year, but I do plan on putting it on tonight. After I clean the screen one more time, I'm going to get it on there and it'll be good. It is a tempered glass screen protector, so I didn't want to go with an anti-glare, because after seeing this amazing screen, and I know that the micro LED screen was awesome, but now I realize that it was being hindered by the anti-glare screen protector. So this time I just went with a glossy version, so I want to see all those clear pixels and blacks, because I do remember, and I know you can see me in the reflection, I do remember seeing when you had Netflix open and it said whatever show you're watching or episode, and then you had the play button and the backwards button and the skip forward. There was a white haze around it, and I've been watching Netflix and Apple TV shows and movies and Plex movies, and there is none of that anymore. So the tandem OLED displays really pop color-wise and just black. So it's really, really cool. I love it. I think in association with the iPad kind of going out, it kind of caused my previous gen keyboard to go out. The connectors, I cleaned them all the time, but every once in a while I'd get a bug where it would act like it's holding that control key, and I'd get all the shortcuts in the middle of a TV show. So I eventually covered those 3 connectors so they couldn't respond. So I've gone 4 or 5 months, maybe even longer, without actually being able to use the keyboard, but using the stand. So going back to actually having the keyboard again, and then having this new trackpad with the kind of force touch in a way, it really just reminds me how much my iPad Pro, going all the way back to 2015 when they launched the first one, really replaced a MacBook Pro. Now I have a Mac Mini 2021 that had the M1 chip in it. I just wanted to see what they could do with the M1 in a computer, and it does everything I need it to do when I need to turn it on. But how often I turn it on really isn't that often. It's all about this. I use my iPad Pro every day for anything I need computer related other than PC gaming. And not to put too deep of a conversation on it, but something that I'm a Nintendo guy. So I have a Nintendo Switch OLED. I had the previous generation and I use it pretty frequently. I like to get Nintendo games on it. But something I did here when I broke my foot, which is a whole other story that probably won't come out, but broke my foot. I've been out of work. I didn't want to sit at my desk because I needed the foot to be elevated all the time. So I ended up getting a Steam Deck. And I really love it. This is where I play all of my PC games because all of them are not too cutting edge. And even if they are, they still perform well. So it's either I'm playing games on my Steam Deck OLED, or I'm working or doing things on my iPad Pro. Or, of course, VR. But beside the point of all of what I got at is the iPad Pro has gone back to being my number one device that I use day in and day out, and this keyboard is worth every penny. Yes, it's buying a new one, but my other one was wearing out because I had it since they launched the Magic keyboard back then, and the material was starting to fray around the camera bump and around the edges. It was starting to peel. So I definitely got my money's worth out of it. I'm just really excited that my battery is, I've had it for a week and I think I'm on charge cycle number 6 or 7. The battery lasts so long now. And I know that sounds so silly because I have my, I think this is an Anker cable. I have it plugged into the keyboard, USB-C port almost all the time. So when I do decide to remove this, I still have access to the Thunderbolt USB-C port over here, which can be used to put out onto a display at my desk or something like that. And now that I'm going to be getting back to my desk as I heal, this will become that computer that I use even over the Mac Mini M1. But let's go into the iPad itself. So on the left side, we have a microphone. We have the antenna bars for cellular and Wi-Fi. Then we have the 2 speakers, the sleep and wake button. And then you've got on the top, I say now because almost everybody uses their iPad in this form, you've got volume. I think that's volume down. And this is volume up. I actually have them switched from, if you're holding the device like this, volume up would be here and volume down would be here. I have them switched, which you can do in the software. Then you have the little plastic area to induct an Apple Pencil. I decided as of right now, I barely use my Apple Pencil on the previous gen M1 iPad. I use it like once or twice a year just for signing documents and things like that through my cellular plans and maybe a lease or something like that. But it's not worth it at this moment. Eventually I will sign up for it and it'll be great, but as of right now, I'm not in that. And then on this side, you have that USB-C Thunderbolt port, the 2 other speakers, and some more antenna bars. And then on the bottom, what is it? I want to say they removed the microphone port that used to be down here. There used to be one in the dead center here, and that gave less stability, especially with the Apple Pencil charging port. But this time around, as we saw with Cherry Rig, is that microphone port and that USB-C port are the weak spots going this way, and that's how he was able to crack it. But this way, they have this support beam that goes in the middle, and it really holds on tight. Then you flip it over, and got the 3-pin connector, the copper cover to the Apple logo, which helps disperse, and then you can see the cellular antenna bars that I had even on the M1 2021. Oops, got a little bit of water or something there. And then up here, you can see that they removed the wide angle lens. They have the one camera, the IR sensor, or sorry, not IR, the LiDAR, the camera flash. I think they said this was it's a reader of some sort. I can't remember it offhand. Someone else will say it in theirs. And then you have the microphone. So we'll flip it back over, and you can tell, obviously, I have the glossy screen, especially that it's a 256. It's not even an option. And then my favorite part, because I use this to FaceTime with my family back home all the time, is you can kind of see it. The camera has been moved from over here, which I thought was totally inconvenient. I get how it took so long, but I'm happy that it's not a concern anymore. They put it up here at the top, along with all the Face ID, Face Unlock, and then there's the microphone that's right there. You can see the little dot. So absolutely love this device. It's much thinner. I think in my unboxing first impressions, I showed the thickness of the 2 devices face to face. I mean, I'm a week in now, and I still have a hint of that feel, because I'm so used to the other one, that this is lighter. It's thinner. I think the thinness is not going to go away. You almost feel like it's thin enough that you could crack it just by picking it up. I know it's sturdy and the material is amazing, but it's definitely in the back of my head all the time. It is starting to fade, but definitely within the first week, you constantly pick it up. And I feel like I can hold it one-handed like this for a lot longer. Like it's 110, 120 kilograms lighter than the previous generation. It goes from 1.5 pounds to 1.28 pounds, which is significant in my book. Definitely, if I hold it in my hand like this on my right hand and then kind of cradle it with my left shoulder or something like that, it's kind of weird, but I can still do it. But yeah, watching movies, TV shows. I have a TV in my room, but I really love how this one is just so much more intimate and higher quality than the screens I have in my room. So I look forward to using this for at least the next 3 years. The M1, as we've all said before, was way before its time on what iPad OS required to run everything, and you weren't really using the power. And I feel like even with this M4, it's a great piece of technology, but I'm not saying, because I don't care to have Mac OS on my iPad because I think the battery life would just drain quickly. I want to see what they do with iPad OS slowly but surely to unlock new features and capabilities and still keep it an iPad. I got into the iPad Pro game in 2015 knowing I was going to sell my MacBook Pro and this was going to become it, because everything I did on my MacBook Pro could be done on an iPad. And I don't know why it took me so long, but I think it was when you went to the Smart Folio keyboard and then you went to the Magic keyboard, and now you've got a Magic keyboard that feels just like a MacBook Air or MacBook Pro with great keys, great travel, great touch trackpad. It really feels like they're getting to the MacBook without being a MacBook, because if they turned the iPad into a MacBook with a touchscreen, then why do they have a MacBook? And if they took a MacBook and put touch on it, why would they have an iPad? So they've got to keep that line. but at the same time, they need to allow a little bit more multitasking. So maybe that's next year or the year after when they add a little bit more power to it. But we'll just have to wait and see. I'm excited to see what WWDC gives us on June 20th, which is just a few weeks away. And I'll put out a review of some sort, 6 months down the line. But at this point, it's an absolutely amazing device, and I can't wait to see what's to come. I guess I'll put out a review when I get iPad OS 18 on it. That'll go on either pretty much the day of WWDC keynote or the day after, but I just look forward to all that. So comment, subscribe, let me know if you have any questions. I can maybe put out, I'll answer them in the comments if there are, and if there's enough, maybe I'll put out another video when WWDC hits and we have iPhone 18 OS and iPad OS and all that kind of stuff. But thanks for watching. Have a great day, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.